A very good morning, students. Open your English First Flight book. Students, today we are going to read our Unit 4 from the Diary of Anne Frank, written by Anne Frank, given on page number 48. This extract, the Diary of Anne Frank, is an excerpt. Excerpt means a short piece taken from a book. From the personal diary of a 13-year-old Jewish girl who witnessed the horrors of the Nazi rule at the time of World War II. She wrote this diary while hiding in an attic with her family and four others in Amsterdam during the German occupation of Netherlands. This excerpt is not a traditionally recorded diary but is an insight into the thoughts of a young girl and her ability to write creatively. So, before reading our diary of Anne Frank, let's discuss or let's know something more about Anne Frank. Anne Frank was born on 12th June 1929 in Frankfurt, Germany, and she died of typhus, a infectious disease, on 12th April 1945. Anne Frank was a young Jewish girl. She lived with her parents in Germany, but Hitler's Nazi party was against the Jews. The Nazis were killing the Jews or forcing them to work in the concentration camps. The Frank family fled from Germany in 1933 and took shelters in the Netherlands. The Frank family went into hiding. They lived secretly in the upper floors of their business premises. They hid there for 25 months. Their non-Jewish friends gave them food. Anne had started writing diary before going into hiding. And her sister Margaret and her mother soon died in a concentration camp. Her father survived and published a part of Anne's diary. In this diary, Anne gives a moving and tragic account of the difficulties faced by her family and the other Jews. The part of the diary reproduced in this chapter is about the days when Anne was a schoolgirl and she and her family had not yet moved to the secret quarters. Now, let's discuss the summary of our chapter. This is the story of a young girl named Anne Frank. This story is based on her diary. Anne Frank is a Jewish girl who has to go into hiding during Second World War to avoid the Nazis. She shared her experience in the story when she is depressed. Together with 7 others, she hides in the secret annex that was the attic in Amsterdam. She does not have any close friend. After almost 2 years in hiding, they are discovered and deported to concentration camps. Anne's father, Otto Frank, is the only one of the 8 people to survive. She describes her all-important experience in her childhood in her diary. After her death, Anne becomes world famous because of the diary she wrote while in hiding. On her 13th birthday, Anne Frank's parents give her a diary and starts writing about daily events, her thoughts, school grades, boys, all that. For 2 years, the Frank family lives in this secret annex and grows in her knowledge of politics and literature, and she puts tons of energy into studying and writing. At the same time, she grows further and further away from the other members of the annex. we see a real change in the Anne when she begins hanging out in the attic with Peter Van Daan. Around this time, she starts having dreams about a boy she was in love with. Another 2 months after Anne's 15th birthday and 2 days after her last diary entry, the secret annex was raided. We don't know Anne's thoughts or feelings at that point or any time after, but we know things got worse. Anne and the other members of the annex were sent to various concentration camps. Anne's father, Otto Frank, was the only survivor.